Hi, this is Chris Berry with Castle Wealth Group, and today we're going to talk about the different levels of being a fiduciary, the difference between suitability standards, fiduciary standards, and attorney-client privilege. With that, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment down below.
Christopher Berry is a leading estate attorney and advisor in the area of retirement and legacy planning. He has been featured in publications such as Forbes, Kiplinger's, Crane's Detroit, and more. He's the host of the weekly radio show and podcast, The Chris Berry Show. He's a national thought leader as it relates to retirement and legacy planning, and has authored the Amazon best-selling book, The Caregiver's Legal Guide.
You're working with a professional advisor, financial professional, and they say they're working for you. Are they really? This is a big area of confusion for the public, and it's an area that's really going through a governmental review right now. And so understand that I would say a majority of the financial professionals out there, they have what we call a suitability standard. They have to operate and sell you something that's suitable for you. Some key words to know whether the person you're talking to is working from the suitability standard would be if they work with a broker-dealer, if they have a Series 7 license, if they're working for one of the big wire houses. I don't want to name those any specifically, but typically they're tied to banks. And they put together, they sell you on stocks and investments. And a lot of these individuals are operating from a suitability standard, which means they have to sell you something that's suitable. They work for a broker-dealer. They're a stock broker. They're selling stocks. They work for a dealer. They're like a car dealership. Okay, it's a stock dealership. That's what a broker-dealer license is like. They have to sell you something, so it's a responsibility for them to sell you something, sell you a stock, sell you a bond, right? Sell you life insurance, sell you an annuity. Their responsibility is to sell you something that's suitable. That's very different than a true fiduciary. And now a lot of times you ask them directly and they'll kind of hem and haw around this or make up some type of story to make it seem like they're a fiduciary. But to be a true fiduciary, it depends on your licensing. And so the key licensing would be what's called a Series 65. If you're a Series 65, then you're an investment advisor representative or a RIA, and you have a financial fiduciary standard. Okay, I have a Series 65, meaning I have to serve as a fiduciary. I have to work in my client's best interest versus a lot of those wirehouses, brokerage firms, working with the banks. They have to sell you something that's suitable. Insurance salesmen, annuity salesmen, they sell you something that's suitable for you versus my role as a fiduciary. It's like the difference between walking into a butcher shop. The butcher will sell you something that's suitable for you. The meat will not be rancid. It won't be horrible. Hopefully it doesn't get you sick. My role as a true fiduciary is that of more of a dietitian, where I would say maybe you should not walk into that butcher shop. Maybe you should go have a salad. Now, that's the difference between fiduciary standard and suitability. A majority of your financial professionals operate at the suitability standard. They're typically working for insurance companies, working for broker dealers. Okay, there's fewer of us fiduciaries. Okay, where we have to act in the best interest of our clients. Now, there's even fewer of us who have a standard even above that, and that's called attorney-client privilege. So as a practicing attorney and certified outlaw attorney, I cannot take off my attorney hat as I'm talking to clients about things like taxes or investments or insurance or anything else. Otherwise, I might lose my license, and I don't want to do that. So I'm always working with my clients, not only from a suitability standard, but on top of that, as a true fiduciary, and then on top of that, owing clients attorney-client privilege. So understand, and you should always ask, at what level are you working with when you're talking to a financial professional? And guess what? A lot of those people at that suitability standard, they're going to have a good story of why, make it seem like they're at a higher standard than what they really are. And if you have questions, more than happy to go over with this and peel back the curtain on these different licensing issues. And this is something that's actually going through government right now, where if any of these suitability people are talking to clients about IRAs or 401ks, they want to now elevate that to this best interest standard. So you're going to see a lot of these insurance-only guys really trying to make it seem like they're operating in the best interest of their clients, when in reality that might not be the case. So it's an interesting area that a lot of people don't really understand, but more than happy to basically pull back the curtain on how this works from the financial investment world of things. Understand the difference between suitability standard, fiduciary, attorney-client privilege. And sure, anyone, and I'm not saying that anyone's operating from the suitability standard, they don't have your best interest at heart, but legally they don't have to. Versus someone that's a fiduciary or obviously attorney-client privilege, legally and by our licensing, we have to. It's not even a question. So hopefully that's helpful. This has been Chris Berry with Castle Wealth Group. Please make sure to subscribe down below.
Castle Wealth Group has clients across the nation and helps families plan, protect, and preserve what is important by creating a retirement and legacy blueprint.